Powdery white sand beaches, crystal clear turquoise water, Boracay was the definition of paradise until it wasn't. Once described as the most beautiful island in the world, Boracay became a victim of its own popularity. Millions of tourists, wild beach parties, and unchecked development pushed the island to the edge. Trash piled up, sewage poured into the sea, the paradise was drowning.
I will close Boracay. Boracay is a cesspool.
In 2018, the Philippines made global headlines when the government took a drastic step. They shut down the entire island for 6 months of rehabilitation and cleanup. This is the story of a paradise reborn. In this video, we're exploring what Boracay looks like 7 years later in 2025 and what its journey can teach us about creating a more sustainable future for travel before more destinations face the same fate.
If you're new here, we are Daniel and Diana. We have been traveling Asia full-time for the past 6 months.
Sharing our travel experiences to inspire your next adventure. As full-time travelers, we often face a tough question. Should we share the hidden gems that we discover? On one hand, it helps local communities, it encourages cultural exchange, and helps boost economies of places that rely on tourism. On the other hand, it can have risks of impacting the environment from over-tourism and losing that thing that made that place special in the first place.
We have received our fair share of criticism. Some say we are selfish for posting about places that once were hidden gems. But this often comes from fellow travelers oversimplifying that question. Why does it have to be that you have to keep places a secret instead of showing places more responsibly? Tourism often positively impacts the local economy and contributes to their growth if done responsibly.
That's why the story of Boracay intrigued us and why we're here to see what measures they put into place after the rehabilitation.
And if it can be a good example for sustainable tourism in other destinations.
We're staying at the Farah Premier Hotel in a loft-style accommodation, which is great. It's so nice to finally have so much space.
Oh my god, it's amazing to really spread out and have all your things anywhere.
It's very close to Boracay Beach, which is where we're starting exploring this beautiful island today.
Yes, and Boracay Beach is a little bit more windy than the main beach, White Beach, and you see a lot of windsurfers and kite surfers. It's probably not the beach that you want to hang out because there is a little bit of seaweed that gets washed up because of the wind, but it's still really beautiful to explore and watch them surf. The most popular spot on Boracay Island is White Beach, a 4-kilometer white sand beach with crystal clear water, and that's also the spot where most tourists are.
It's definitely also what made the island so famous, and it's sectioned into 3 different stations. Station number 1 is known for more luxury resorts. Station number 2 is full of restaurants and shopping, a hub, also a lot of nightlife, and then station 3 is definitely more quiet and more budget friendly.
One of the initiatives that the government implemented was replacing most of the gasoline vehicles or gasoline tricycles with e-tricycles. So that helps with the air pollution, but also with the noise pollution. We are on our way to hop into one of those now to make our way to station number 3.
How much does it cost to the main road near station 3 of White Beach?
Just 100.
100?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
The name?
I'm John, sir.
John?
Yeah, John Travolta.
John Travolta, nice to meet you. How long have you been doing this?
I think 15 years.
15 years, wow.
So you saw the change then from gas to electric?
Yes, ma'am.
During our ride, we asked our driver how he felt about the switch, and he told us he's really happy with the change. And honestly, as tourists, we think it makes the whole experience so much better too.
It's really great to see how quiet they are. The tuk-tuk series that we did in Sri Lanka, it's amazing. Ruby was an amazing tuk-tuk, but it was quite loud once in a while. These are so quiet. You can have a full-on conversation. It's just amazing. And also, I mean, the pollution aspect as well is so much better for the environment.
It's great to get from the perspective from locals and to see that they also see it as very positive change.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, what I thought is, I thought of the environmental impact, but there's a huge impact also on their lives as well, because driving any motorized vehicle or like tuk-tuk like this, you have vibrations all the time. I saw it myself driving the tuk-tuk in Sri Lanka, and it is actually very strenuous on your left hand because you have to always engage and disengage the clutch, and that can be pretty painful actually.
Yeah, I remember you were complaining about your wrist after only a couple of days because it honestly is a strain. Imagine doing this every single day as a career.
For 15 years.
For 15 years. So yeah, I never even thought about that positive aspect to local drivers there.
Yeah, great. Great that there is positive change all through the entire community. White Beach is truly a paradise. If you watched our previous Filipino videos, you heard us saying, this is the best beach, this is the whitest sand, this is the bluest water. But this honestly is hard to beat. Crystal clear water and the whitest sand.
It's truly incredible. There is a reason why this island is one of the most popular islands in the Philippines and why it got so much attention in the past. And it's so sad that this incredible paradise was almost destroyed.
Yeah. This beautiful beach caused a few issues in the past, and that's why they shut down the island for 6 months. It was constant overcrowding, lots of people on there. Everything grew massively and so quickly that the entire infrastructure had challenges, like from the sewage problems, the tricycles. It was just too much and too quickly. So
the parties are a lot of structures and regulated development, and yes, it caused absolute chaos, which is why they had to shut it down. But a lot of measures have gone into place to help with that, and you can definitely see it and see the difference here versus other islands. One of the things that they did was they shut down all the illegal businesses, and it was actually more than 900 businesses.
That's crazy.
They moved everything 30 meters away from the shoreline, so now all the restaurants and businesses are further away down on the beach, and you actually cannot drink alcohol at all on the beach. So if you want to have a beer, it has to be at the restaurants, which is away from the beach.
Still really beautiful. Like, we are meters away from the beach enjoying an ice cold beer. I need to have a sip actually. It's really hot. It's like 31 degrees today.
You still have the beach views. Yes, you can't lay down on your towel and have that beer, but honestly it's all worth it because the beach is pristine.
Yeah.
You don't see any garbage whatsoever on it.
No.
And it's so stunning.
And they're enforcing it. There's tons of police there. There are lots of garbage disposals as well, where you can separate the garbage as well, which is fantastic. And one thing that is also very interesting is that you cannot open a business unless you're properly hooked up to the sewage and waste disposal program here, which is amazing.
Yes, that's one thing that they did during their rehabilitation, is that they upgraded the entire waste sewage system to properly be able to control it. And again, the businesses and hotels here have to be hooked up to it.
Yeah, and it's only one of the cleanest islands that we've been to in the Philippines. We have been to a lot of beaches in Southeast Asia, Philippines, and all other countries as well. But this is definitely one of the most pristine beaches that we have ever seen. There's barely any garbage. Actually, I haven't seen garbage at all. And one of the measurements that the government implemented to help with that is to ban single-use plastic. And you also see tons of recycling bins, garbage collection spread out through the entire strip here. So that's really, really amazing. It's very refreshing to see a clean beach. There are a lot of signs on the beach listing all the rules and regulations of what you can do on the beach. And we actually also saw quite a few security guards and police officers enforcing those rules.
On our beach walk, we stopped to chat with a friendly guard to hear his perspective on the rules being enforced.
So there are a lot of rules that are implemented after the shutdown. I'm curious, which one do you think is the most helpful for the island?
I think the one which is maintaining the no smoking in the beach, no eating food in the beach because you know some people they're
Trash.
loitering in some trash. Yes.
Yeah. That's one thing we're very impressed about, how
Yes.
beautiful and pristine
And
the
to
beach
maintain
is.
the cleanliness around the Boracay.
Which rule do you think is the hardest to enforce and the one that most tourists violate?
I think this smoking, I don't, that's
Smoking.
not smoking. It's most people, they don't listen.
Yeah, that's the hard one.
Yeah, some people,
I
yeah.
bet.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much. We really
Okay.
appreciate your time.
No problem.
Thank you so much.
We also had the chance to sit down with a manager at the Fair Hotel to hear her perspective. We asked her which of the new rules she felt had the biggest impact on protecting the
I
island.
think controlling the building and controlling the proper waste management here in the island is a big help because it helped the island maintain its beauty, and also the cleanliness.
We also asked her if locals were happy with the changes made to the island.
At first, it's very difficult because you're adjusting, but we understand that the government wanted to support the island or to sustain tourism for the long run. Because if we continue doing the same thing, just like the sewerage, they are just disposing all the dirt in the shore. So after the closure, they have this pipe which have the proper disposal of the sewerage that makes the water more cleaner. Yeah.
We're so grateful that locals took the time to share their thoughts with us. It's clear the new rules are making a real difference. Boracay's beaches are some of the cleanest we've seen, despite how commercialized the island has become.
There are many shops and restaurants along the beach, but if you're looking for a bit more options, you definitely have to check out D-Mall Plaza on Station 2. There's tons of restaurants and tons of shops.
It's definitely a lot more commercialized here than some of the islands that we've been, and one thing that makes us really sad is that there is a McDonald's and a Starbucks right on the beachfront, which we're always really sad to see. But I also have to say it is nice to have a lot more food options.
Absolutely, yeah. Coming from the Romblon regions, if you have seen our previous videos, there is really not a lot going on and definitely not a lot of food options.
At least not a lot of variety, that's for sure. So it is nice, especially like us when we've been on the road for 6 months, to have more cuisine options. And you've definitely got it all here. Japanese, Mexican, Filipino food.
Anything.
You've got it all.
Not that we are looking for a McDonald's or a KFC.
No,
Don't get us wrong,
absolutely
absolutely not. But you still want to have a variety.
Yes, it'd be great to have the variety without the really, really big chains. But it is what it is when something like this gets commercialized. As you walk towards Station 1, there are much fewer restaurants and shops. There's still a few, but it's definitely a lot more quiet here. And there are way, way fewer people as well. We've actually heard that now, after the shutdown, there is a limit being implemented for a maximum number of tourists that can come every day. And we went to the tourist desk and we confirmed with them that it's 19,000 per day now. So that definitely helps making sure that there's no overcrowding that they experienced before. And around these tourist desks across the entire beach, you'll often find a lot of people selling different activities like party boats or island hopping or different water activities. There's plenty of things to do here, so you definitely will not get bored. It's amazing. It's so much fun.
One of the things that made Boracay Island so famous are the sunsets. And let me tell you, we've been here for 1 week now. We've watched sunsets almost every day and they are magical.
They truly are. It's definitely one of the best sunsets I've ever seen. And a great place to watch it is near Willie's Rock, which is in the Station 1 area. It's beautiful to see the sun dipping behind the rocks. It's truly spectacular.
It sure is. And we are, after 1 week, we can say that we're very impressed by what the government has implemented. And you can really see that even after 7 years, they still enforce the rules and regulations that they put in place. And it is a pristine beach.
Yes, we really were able to bring back the magic of the island. I think it's a really great lesson for other destinations around the world of what you can do to help protect the beauty and the environment of islands and still have tourism coming to the island at the same time. I'm very impressed, and I think it's a really great lesson that you can take for all the other destinations. And remember, as a traveler, no matter where you're going, you know, be mindful of the environment, support local communities, and try to minimize your environmental impact. Always carry reusable water bottles. Do everything you can to leave no trees behind and keep our Earth beautiful.
Exactly. So we'll be off to our next destination in a couple of days. We're looking forward to sharing more videos about this beautiful country. So make sure to subscribe to our channel. Drop a comment down below if you liked Boracay, if you visited before, and don't forget to like the video as well.
See you on the next one.
Bye!